Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Brewster and Hyannis, still no score between them here as we enter the top of the second. And for Austin Gordon, it was a nice 4 batters faced first inning for him. He gave up that single to Cam Smith, but worked out of it nicely.
Yeah, and a really, really good inning for Hodges. And now, seeing that inning, the offense has to come and back him up here, because if he can give 2 more strong innings of work out of this starter role and leave with a lead, that would be so, so huge for this team.
And for those of you who just joined us on YouTube, we apologize for a little bit technical difficulties, but we got that sorted out. You haven't missed much. A 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the first for Hyannis, and Austin Gordon for Brewster set Hyannis down after giving up a leadoff single to Cam Smith. So into the top of the second, we are just about set to resume baseball here as Zach Earhart, the right-handed hitter, will stand in facing the righty Gordon. And the first pitch to him is taken at the knees, called strike 1. The Brewster defense goes Pearson, Turner, and Ferrer outfield left to right. 0-1 the count. And he will skip that one in on a breaking ball about a foot in front of home plate. And the count evens at 1-1. Infield left to right is Diaz, White, Green, and Irish. And then Brock Tibbetts is behind home plate, putting down the signs. 1-1 is taken off the plate away with a fastball, and it's 2-1.
Earhart in here doing a good job of staying disciplined, try and work through a couple more of those pitches. Gordon's been working quick.
He takes a fastball again just above the knees, and that one catches the plate for strike 2. Count even at 2-2. Will Taylor, the righty, is on deck, and that one's grounded right at Diaz, the third baseman, who fields the ground ball and fires across the infield for the first out. On the transfer, Irish caught the ball at first base and then was trying to transfer the ball to swing it around the horn to his glove, and it popped out, but the first base umpire, Joseph Labella, will rule that that one popped out on the transfer, and there's one away for Will Taylor.
Yeah, first base umpire, giving the classic sign out the glove right there, making sure everybody in the park knows.
The first pitch to Taylor is taken for a strike. No longer a 2-sport athlete. Of course, He just announced that baseball will be his primary sport going forward at Clemson, as he's ahead in the count 0-1 here against Gordon. Off-speed pitch fooled him. He was way out in front. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And to be able to play 2 sports at that high of a level and have the decision to be able to commit to one must be such a blessing for him.
0-2 is another off-speed pitch. This time he waits back a little bit more and fouls it back. Still 0-2.
Yeah, Will Taylor is just very excited that he can focus on baseball here, and that's always the big thing when you make that transition, that you can focus on one sport, especially at the high collegiate level.
Another 0-2 comes in, and it's a fastball taken just off the plate away. Count now 2-1.
And especially when you're doing it at Clemson of any places on top of it, both premier nationally ranked programs in both, so it's never for a lack of good.
Another fastball taken just above the zone, and the count even at 2-2.
Yeah, these programs are the best of the best, and it takes a lot to be in those spots.
Gordon gets his sign out of the windup and delivers an off-speed pitch that's flown down the right field line. Irish giving chase towards the fence, and it's a bit of a blind spot for us over there, and it will go out of play for another foul ball. Count still even at 2-2. That wind is blowing straight out to center. That one might have kept it up a little bit longer.
Yeah, good defensive swing there after he tried to change the eye level, did Gordon, on a fastball up after keeping it low in that entire count. Good work from Taylor to stay alive.
Another 2-2 on the way to Taylor. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul off the foot again. And Taylor doing a good job of staying alive in the count.
Exactly that. You are in that situation so that you can protect at-bats. That's what Taylor is. He won that backyard award for a reason on the Early Bird Pod earlier this week.
1 away in the inning, 2 the count, and that's tapped off to the left side. Going to be a tough play for Diaz, who fields it on 2 hops on a high bouncing ball, fires across the infield to get the speedy Taylor at first. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground outs to Diaz.
Yeah, good at bat, though, from Taylor. He can take it away that he worked that at bat very well, and he gave himself a chance here with weak contact and a nice play by Diaz, though you expect him to make it. A bit of a rushed throw because Taylor really gets down the line well, and it was nicely executed by Diaz with a weak ground ball.
The first pitch to the righty, Elijah Hainline, is an off-speed pitch that catches the outer third of the plate for strike 1. Righty on righty matchup here. 2 away in the inning, still no score, top of the second. The fastball is taken low, count even at 1-1. Hainline out of the lineup yesterday, back in it today. Playing second base for the Harbor Hawks. 1-1 is lined down the left field line, and it is down. Hainline is going to round first and head towards second. Picking it up in left is Pearson, firing it in towards second, but nowhere near in time, as Hainline will pull into second with the second Harbor Hawks hit of the day. And that will set up an RBI opportunity for Aaron Parker.
Great hooking double that's able to work it down the line towards the left field. It kept hooking away. It looked like it was going to be on a direct line to Pearson, the left fielder playing in that traditional spot, but it just kept hooking to drop in fair by the chalk down the line. So great piece of hitting. Now gets a runner in scoring position here for Aaron Parker.
First pitch to Aaron Parker is skipped in the dirt about 4 feet in front of home plate. It gets to the backstop and allows Hainline to move up 90 feet to third base.
Yeah, and going back to Hainline's at bat there, that's how you stay out in front. If you're expecting a fastball, but you may see off speed as well, he could have been sitting fastball there, but was well out in front, but put good contact on it. Really, really nice hitting to be able to wrap that down the left field line.
With 2 away, Parker sees a 1-0 go high on an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-0.
And now this is where the Harbor Hawks change their mindset. They're so good at hitting with 2 outs, and they know that now with the first run of the game 90 feet away, Parker's mindset could change.
2-0 to Parker is a little looper into shallow center field. Racing in is Turner. He's not going to get there. It will fall in and score the first run of the ball game. The Harbor Hawks are on top. It's 1-0.
Aaron Parker might be making a contingent for the Clutch Award on the Early Bird Pod coming up here, because he has found a way to get a spot, and when Hyannis has needed him to get a hit, he has found a way on and does a great job there, staying within himself in that count, battles it off, and just gets a perfect hit to drop in front of Turner in center field to be able to score and take advantage of the runner on. That was something they had a problem with last night.
And in stands Trey Lipsy, who pops up the first pitch to left field. Coming in a couple of steps and to his left is Pearson, and he puts away the third out of the inning, but not before Aaron Parker comes through to deliver the first run of the ball game. It's 1-0 Harbor Hawks headed into the bottom of the second on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Hyannis on the board after scoring in the top of the second, and now Brewster will look to respond against Bradley Hodges, who had a nice 1-2-3 inning in the first.
And if he can do that, that's huge now. That's top of the second is big, because now Hyannis has the lead and Hodges can work out in front. after getting roughed up by Katuit, letting up 5 runs in 2 innings, that could shake a pitcher's mentality a little bit. But he comes back here and sets down Brewster 1-2-3, and now he's got the heart of the order to face in Tibbetts, Irish, and Ferrer. That's a really, really good part of the order.
And to have that 1-run lead to go up against them, understanding that you never want to allow a run to score, but if you do, it's not the end of the world here because you already have that blanket. You're not having to come back here. You are setting the pace right now.
Yeah, and being able to work from in front so huge. And I think the understanding there by Parker standing in the box with that runner on third was really, really good. Shifting his approach a little bit, just dunking one in, allowing it to score, and now giving the Hodges the ability to work from in front.
So in stands Brock Tibbetts, the catcher, big, tall, right-handed hitter, and he'll take a fastball that brushed him back a little bit inside ball 1. Tibbetts' home road splits are something to behold, and we'll tell you about it after this one. The 1-0 is flown down the right field line. Over to his left is Earhart, and it drops right in front of him. He's going to pick it up on a bounce and get it in quickly to the infield, holding Tibbetts to a single, who is hitting 325 at home and only 241 on the road, and he continues his tear here at Stony Brook Park.
He likes his 5 o'clock starts. That's what that tells me there in those situations here at Stony Brook Field. And this is a beautiful park with great dimensions that is able to work down the lines. And it's exactly that. The lines are the biggest part. If you can dunk them in by the lines here at Stony Brook, you can be a great hitter.
Here's Ike Irish, who shoots that one down the left field line and foul.
I think it's a really big play by Earhart out in right field to be able to cut that off before it rolls past him and limit Tibbetts to just a single there. You credit his speed, and you also can credit that cannon of an arm he's got out in right, holding Tibbetts to just 1 base.
0-1, off-speed pitch, rolled over to the right side of the infield. Hainline flips on to Gazdar at second for 1, on to first in time. A nicely turned 4-6-3 double play. Number 11 of the year for Hyannis, and there's quickly 2 away.
That is the perfect pitch to be throwing in that situation. You're throwing to contact, but you give it a little bit lower in the zone and an off-speed pitch. To have Irish out in front on that, that's exactly the result that Hodges could have wanted for and just what the doctor ordered. He sure got it.
You get it, and now base paths are clean there exactly for Hodges to go attack.
In stands Jaime Ferrer, who takes a off-speed pitch high for ball 1. Ferrer and Lipsy are in something of a battle for the league lead in hit by pitches. That's lined down the left field line and just foul out of the reach of the outstretched arm of Cam Smith. Good thing he didn't touch that because it was headed foul either way. So the count 1-1. Hyannis, of course, leading the league in hit by pitches by 8 of them. They've got 36 on the year. 1-1. Is tapped towards the Brewster dugout and foul. So Hodges ahead in the count. It feels like Trey Lipsy gets hit every other at-bat, though.
Yeah, he uses that to try and preach that team's.
1-2 to Ferrer. Swung on and missed an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Parker couldn't find it for a second. Eventually does and throws to first for the 2-3 strikeout putout. And that is another nice inning from Bradley Hodges. But standing by right now is Bria Losick.
From Stony Brook Field, I'm Bria Losick alongside JB Middleton, who came in the top of the 9th yesterday, tied 3-3, and shut it down. 3 straight strikeouts to retire the Red Sox. What were you telling yourself when you came out to the mound in that high-leverage situation?
Yeah, no, I just told myself, just go out there and, give your team the best chance to win, and so we had a good outcome.
According to our Stuff Plus model that our baseball operations department has put together, your changeup is 29% better than anyone else on the Cape right now. What do you think makes your changeup so effective?
I don't know. I just get up there and throw the ball, so that's about it.
What pitch was working for you last night?
Seen all 3 of them were working pretty good, and was commanding them for strikes, so that helps.
You've been up here for about a week. What has been your favorite part so far?
I don't know. I hadn't really got out much. I went and played some golf, so that's probably my favorite right now.
How'd you do on the golf course?
Not very good. Not very good, to be honest with you. It's been a minute since I've played, so, yeah, not good.
Well, that's all right. You did well yesterday, so that's all that counts for the Harbor Hawks. We'll see how you do on the golf course a little bit more this summer, but thank you so much, JB. All right, back to you guys in the booth.
Gordon out for another inning of work, but thank you so much, Bria. And yeah, that was a dominant performance from J.B. Middleton last night.
Yeah, J.B. Middleton, talk about his stuff plus on that changeup. And he's just pretty confident in what he likes to say. I don't know. I just throw it, and it's really good. And his simplicity makes me question whether I could have had a career in baseball, but because I think I was that simple, but he's just got a little extra on him.
Yeah, I mean, he even topped out at 97 with the fastball last night, too. So really, really nice mix on his pitches, too.
Cam Smith will lead off this inning just like he did in the first, and he shot a single out to left field back then. But the first pitch here is taken with an off-speed pitch in the dirt for ball one. Righty on righty matchup. The 1-0. Taken outside with a fastball.
Yeah, Cam's continued his real hot hitting, and he's shot one through the 5-6 hole to start this game off in the first.
Count leverage here, 2-0. That's a hard ground ball to the left side of the infield, but up with it on a bounce is White, and he will make the play for the first out. He hit it hard, but right at the shortstop, White.
And it's so funny watching Smith go down that line. It almost looks like he's jogging, but he's got sneaky speed too. He made that into a close play. He didn't allow White to be able to take his time to settle, give another beat. He had to throw that as soon as he handled it. So good work from Cam to be able to make it a play.
John Gazdar stands in and takes a breaking ball low and away for ball one. Righty on righty, another matchup. A fly out to center for John back in the first. 1-0 is fouled straight back. He was on that fastball.
And John's a guy that just always has the biggest smile on his face whenever you're talking to him. And a great guy that understands what it means to play on the Cape.
1-1, up and away.
Yeah, it's just, he radiates a smile, and he loves every minute being here and being able to play on Cape Cod and understanding that he was able to make that next jump in his playing career to be able to get offered here and be a regular in the lineup.
That's a line drive down the left field line, and it hooks fair down the left field line. Pearson into the corner to get it. He's going to have a little bit of trouble with it, but John will pull into second as it hit the wall on 2 hops, and it's a 1-out double for Gazdar, bringing up Zach York to the plate.
Yeah, and it was York last night who was really the orchestrator. I think personally that he won that game by himself last night. He set it up because he came up to the plate. The whole of the YD defense was shifting him, and we saw his professional approach of hitting at the plate. Reached and poked one to the opposite side, taking advantage of the open left side, allowing for Kelly to score him.
Righty on lefty here, and he takes a fastball inner third of the plate called strike one.
And when you talk about that professional approach, it's that low chase rate that you like to look for, is that his eyes are not fooled by whoever is pitching. He keeps within his zone and doesn't really chase outside of it.
0-1 is taken inside, and it gets past the catcher Tibbetts, allowing John to move up 90 feet to third base, and that sets up a sacrifice fly position.
And in that 4th inning last night, he did the same exact thing, took it the opposite way, and then later scored. So he was the orchestrator. He's such professional hitting, it also makes him impossible to shift against. So really, really nice work from York last night to see if he can do it again here tonight.
And now a different defensive look here from Brewster as the infield comes in, and York will take a strike belt high for strike 2. It's 1-2. The infield with their toes on the grass right now. Gordon gets his sign and deals, and that's tapped up the middle, a base hit into center field. Perfectly done by Zach York, scoring John from third. It's 2-0 Harbor Hawks.
There it is again. Just such professional hitting, taking it right back up the middle. Was going to say that he can put it up charge into it, giving it a sac fly, but he can put one back up the middle too with some solid contact, getting it through on the ground as well. Zach York has just been a revelation since he's been getting here. His spray chart has to look really, really awesome as well. Great work from York to get this run started. The second run here for Hyannis.
It might be those stirrups and the dirty mitts over there.
Austin Kelly stands in and flies one to right center field. Over and to his left is the center fielder Turner. Reaches up with one hand battling the sun and puts it away for the second out of the inning. So a long fly out for Kelly and that brings up Zach Earhart. Earhart, a ground out back in the second to lead it off. But a big extra run picked up by Hyannis earlier in this inning.
And Johnny Davis talked about it yesterday, and I think if you listen to any of basketball,
Gordon takes a fastball at the belt for strike one.
Sean Miller coaches the university, or Xavier's University. He always talks about winning the 4 wars. So every quarter is a war. You want to be outscoring your opponent in each quarter. In baseball here for Johnny Davis and the team,
0-1 to Earhart, drops in there off speed pitch, called strike 2.
it is winning the 3 wars, winning the thirds of the game. So can you win the first war? Can you win the second war? And can you win the final and third war? If you can win those 3 and outscore them, that is going to be huge.
Righty on righty, and Earhart fouls that one back to the screen. It remains 0-2.
And because of the lineup structure, they have the perfect general in Zach York. He comes up with guys on base, he scores them, and he also gets himself on base for guys like Kelly and Earhart to be able to score him. He's the guy who's leading these battles and triumphantly winning them.
York gets his lead from first, and a fastball misses just below the knees, so it's 1-2. Wind shifting from right to left to straightaway center. It feels
it's
like
swirling today up there, Mick. You're going to have to keep on it. I'm watching that flag in center.
1-2 in the dirt. Good block by Tibbetts. And it's 2-2 now. It's a beautiful sunny day, though. 84 degrees at first pitch. The shadows are going to eventually play the factor. There's trees behind home plate down the third base line that look like their shadows are going to creep in between home plate and the pitcher's mound in the next couple of minutes. Earhart pops one up to the left side. In foul ground, Diaz races over, and we'll watch that one find the seats. It's still 2-2.
And here at Stony Brook Field, you have fencing that rolls all the way down the lines in comparison, even some high netting that goes up. Very Major League Ballpark-esque that goes pretty much all the way down to the foul line until it reaches the bullpen of each team's.
Yeah, and then those open bullpens down the right and left field lines. 2-2 to Earhart, and it brushes him back, nearly hit him. And the count runs full, so York will have a head start from first. And then that outfield wall all the way across is only about 5 feet tall. We saw Ben Williamson earlier in the year line a ground rule double out to right center field that if that fence was taller, it would have probably been a triple. The 3-2 right back where it came from. A line drive into center field. York, who had a head start, will stop at second. And with 2 outs, there's runners at first and second for Will Taylor.
This is a glamorous hitting performance right now. It's just continue to hit it right up the middle because that's where no one is. If you don't pull it left or right, you have defenders to be there. But you look at York, then you look at here in this situation, Earhart, just keep putting it back up the middle. That is huge.
And last night we saw a team in YD that was shifting a bunch. But tonight it looks like Brewster has kind of moved away from that, seeing Hyannis beat the shift time and time again last night. As Will Taylor stands in, righty on righty matchup, and an off-speed pitch drops in there for strike 1. But Hyannis has beaten this too, so you have to commend the bat control.
Yeah, it makes you, being able to spray it to all fields makes you unshiftable. And it's also a credit to the approach at the plate. They've been so choosy throughout the game.
0-1, swing and a miss, another off-speed pitch. He pulls the string, and Taylor quickly behind 0-2.
And they also are working at bats too. They're making Gordon throw the pitch that they want, and then once they get that hit, they're slamming it all over the place.
York at second, Earhart at first. A run in here in the top of the third for Hyannis. The pitch upstairs with a fastball about chin high for ball 1. Easy take for Will Taylor, who looks to try and drive in another here. Quickly 2-0 Hyannis here visiting Brewster today. They haven't taken the lead early in games a lot this year. He got jammed on the inner third of the plate. A little shallow fly ball out to left. White and Pearson, the shortstop and left fielder, were converging on it. The shortstop, White, kind of fell down on his way back, but Pearson called him off to put that one away for the third out of the inning. So the Harbor Hawks get 1 but strand 2. They're up 2-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Back with you here from Stony Brook Field. Hyannis has taken a 2-0 lead off of 1 run in the second and 1 run in the third. Their hitting approach has been really professional right now.
Yeah, already have 6 hits here going into the bottom of the third. Winning the first third, and right now has it what it looks like, minus anything, a big blow up here for Hodges and this defense here at this spot. But right now, you look solid. You're going to win the first third. Now you got to go start focusing and put yourself in a position to win the next 3.
And we mentioned it, how important the confidence is at the plate and getting ahead for Hodges. He's looked great so far, and if he can continue this, it'll be smooth sailing for Hyannis through this game. Facing a lefty to lead off the inning, and Mason White, and he misses down and away for ball 1. He went 1-2-3 in the first, and then a non-conventional 1-2-3 inning in the second after giving up a base hit. White flies that one to left center field. Ranging back is Lipsy. He's at the track, and he reaches up and makes the catch. Getting up against the wall. Good spatial awareness from Trey Lipsy to make a nice running catch. He made that look easier than it actually was.
And something that coaches always talk about to outfielders is use BP as your IO, because those are live at bats. That's what Trey Lipsy does day in and day out, is he is watching the balls. He positions himself in left field continuously and tracks fly balls, especially in the game.
Jared Jones takes an off-speed pitch for a strike 1.
So it helps him with that spatial awareness, and it helps him track balls in from home plate, especially at these different parks, and especially Stony Brook, we haven't been here.
0-1 outside with a fastball for a ball. And White, that was impressive power. He didn't look like he got extended on that one. He went the other way with it and really gave it a ride, probably aided by the wind there. So it's quickly playing a factor here. 1-1, a swing and a miss at a high fastball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, you said it, Mick. It makes it tougher for Lipsy out there with the wind swirling around. It could have done anything to that ball, but Lipsy tracks that down, makes a really nice play just before hitting into the wall.
2-0 Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the third. 1-2 to Jones is an off-speed pitch low. Good pitch from Hodges.
Yeah, breaking ball that just dipped directly out of the zone. Just didn't get it over far enough into the zone where it dipped right before the plate in that situation.
Jones even in the count, 2-2, and he flies that one high to left field. Lipsy another chance for it, and he makes the play for out number 2. And if you think that one maybe had the launch angle of White's fly ball matched with that exit velocity, it'd be a 2-1 ball game right now.
Yeah, Trey Lipsy again following with a loud piece of contact there. Ultimately doesn't have the distance. It comes in on the lower part of the bat on the knobs.
Peyton Green fouls the first pitch back, a fastball. He was on it. Back to the screen. Infield shifted ever so slightly to the left. The second baseman, Hainline, playing just to the right of the second base bag. 0-1 is an off-speed pitch that catches the zone, and Hodges quickly ahead, 0-2.
That one touching the top of the zone, but again, Hodges in these 0-2s finding the zone and working effectively.
0-2, another breaking ball that's gotten in front of by Green. He rolls it over to the left side, but foul.
Hodges been going to that 12-6 curveball right now and has been using that as his put-away pitch.
Another 0-2 on the way from Hodges, and Green, a little tapper. Smith on one hop, picks it up, fires across the infield in time, just in time to get Green, who doesn't agree with the call. And that is another nice 1-2-3 inning from Bradley Hodges. We head to the fourth, and before we do, we're going to go to Bria Losick.
Thank you so much, Mickey. Bradley Hodges has looked pretty good so far here at Stony Brook Field. Almost looks a little bit like he's at home going 3 scoreless so far, but actually at home he's still competing even when he's not on the bump. That is in the pie eating contest yesterday. He's a frequent competitor there, and, you know, it took a little bit of convincing at first. He didn't really want to do it, but eventually Mackenzie Keelblock, our events coordinator for fan experience at McKeon Park, got him to do it, and he said, I have one condition. Please make sure it's not blueberry pie. We said, why? Why blueberry? What do you have against blueberries, Bradley? He said, my parents own a blueberry farm. They just bought it a couple years ago, and they would kill me if I ate anyone else's blueberries. But then, you know, eventually we convinced him to do it, and he said, as long as my parents get a shout out for their blueberry farm, and let the people know that they have the best blueberries in their town in Florida. There you go. Back to you guys.
That is one of the strangest sponsorship deals I have ever heard of.
I love it.
Hey, gotta plug the family farm when necessary.
Definitely.
You can't do without family farms, as they provide blueberries, and hey, he's out there supporting the fam. So if they're listening, you got a big supporters in us. Maybe you could ship us up. Maybe it is blueberry season right now, as we're starting to work till the end of July. So maybe a couple up to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks broadcast team. Always in favor of a nice fresh blueberry.
I'm not a blueberry guy, but those are some blueberries I'll try for sure.
Elijah Hainline stands in to lead off the inning and takes a strike just below the letters with a fastball. It's 0-1. How do you guys feel about frozen blueberries?
Beautiful for smoothies.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Hainline chased after a breaking ball below the knees.
Every morning, frozen blueberries and frozen strawberries in my fruit smoothies.
You have a smoothie every morning?
Every morning.
Wow. That's a lot of work.
0-2. Another breaking ball, same spot, but this time Hainline is able to lay off.
I've made it known that I am a very picky eater on the broadcast.
Really?
That's the only way I get my fruit into me.
1-2. Another breaking ball, same spot. He's thrown the same pitch 3 times in a row, and the count is even at 2-2. Hainline chased after the first one, but was able to watch the next 2 go by. And he's even in the count 2-2, and he lines one down the left field line, but foul, just pulled it. You think he was thinking fastball there?
He was on it, indeed. Now you push on to the top of the fourth. Hainline trying to get a lot going here in this leadoff spot. That's what, if Hyannis has been able to get the leadoff runner on, they have been so deadly with being able to work him across.
Gordon deals the 2-2, and it just misses. That same breaking ball, that time elevated just a little bit more towards the knees, and the count will run full. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the 3-2 to Hainline. Popped up. Left field and deep, sending Pearson back at the track. He reaches up and makes the catch up against the wall. That is a sign of how crazy the carry is right now. That looked like a pop-up off the bat.
The wind here, let's take a look at your wind right now as it comes in at 13 miles an hour, pushing north. So south is directly behind us, so that's exactly right. It's going right out to center field there for you today. And that one just looked like a pop fly, but the wind just kept pushing it and pushing it. Pearson using spatial awareness to track it all the way into the wall, where if he wasn't tracking it, it would have easily went over.
In stands the righty Aaron Parker, who takes a strike on the inner third of the plate.
I think because he hit that ball so high, it was almost up all the way up, that it just got caught up in that wind and allowed for it to push, push, and push.
Probably caught a gust, too. 0-1, tapped foul. So Parker quickly behind 0-2.
And with the trees out in the outfield, you can look at the top. They're moving a little bit more than the base or down here. So higher you get up in there into the air, the more it's going to be swirling.
0-2 from Gordon, about to be dealt out of the windup. The pitch misses low.
And another thing, producer Josh Schreiber just said it, maybe a taller fence with no chance there out there and left, that probably does get out. If Pearson doesn't have such a short fence, if it's bigger, has no chance to get it, that could carry all the way out.
1-2 taken up and away with a fastball. So once again, Hyannis hitters for the second straight at-bat, Hainline and now Parker have gone 0-2 to 2-2. Hainline nearly hit one out. Another 2-2 is swung on and missed. Parker gets nothing but air on a breaking ball down and away. Nice pitch from Gordon, and that's the second out.
Yeah, first strikeout of the day for Gordon against this Harbor Hawks team. It has been contact after contact and hard hit balls, whether they're outs or whether they're hits right now. They've been squaring it up well.
So here's Trey Lipsy. We'll have a lefty on righty advantage here. First pitch is taking a fastball at the knees for strike one. Lipsy back in the second, flew out to left, but has had a lot of success with the bat in his hand recently. He's been seeing the ball really well. 0-1 is swing and a miss. He's been drawing some walks, getting on base, finding a way, and then causing some havoc, wreaking some havoc on the base paths.
That changeup there fooling Lipsy.
0-2, down and away. Good take from Lipsy. He checked his swing pretty clearly, but they wanted to peel down to third base and J.C. Fernandez. No swing, he said, and it's 1-2. Gordon deals. That's a high fly ball into right center field. Ferrer giving chase back at the track, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Lipsy is already around second. He's chugging for third. The relay throw is not even close. Trey Lipsy with a two-out triple, and that will bring up the top of the lineup, and he's been seeing the ball really well.
And there you go. He said that he's been turning a screw since YD, and he got a real hold of that, thinking three out of the box as well. So really good there, and that brings up the top of the lineup too. Some more two-out magic for you with your guy that you want up in this situation in Cam Smith.
Yeah, he's already singled today back in the first.
Now the 11th triple of the year for the Harbor Hawks on that one, continues to lead the league.
First pitch to Cam Smith. A breaking ball that he's way out in front of, and he waves and misses for strike one.
Back when he was at the leadoff spot for those few games about 2 weeks ago, talked to the coaching staff saying that they wanted him to see more fastballs there. He was looking fastball for sure, but didn't get it.
0-1 delivery, righty on righty matchup. Smith looking to extend this lead. A fastball taken in. Count even at 1-1.
He looks so relaxed in the box now. He's just so confident that he can just ease up and say, yeah, I think I can hit this.
1-1 is a high drive into left field, and Pearson's going to range over into the gap. He scorched it, but he reaches up and makes the play for the third out of the inning. So the Harbor Hawks threaten off the Lipsy triple, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Hyannis on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
My service from Verizon to T-Mobile. Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Hyannis out to an early lead, something they haven't done a lot this year, as there you see one in the second and one in the third, and they've threatened more outside of that.
Yeah, they really have. You look back to just a half inning ago with Lipsy's loud triple. They just get stranded there in that situation, but they're making solid contact and they get a couple more guys on and they can start stringing them together, this thing could get out of hand quick.
And now Bradley Hodges has faced the minimum. He's faced 9 up and put 9 down, putting himself in a real good position. Continuing to work efficiently, he could even go a 5th inning and go for the win.
But this is the other thing is now this is the second time through for the Whitecaps. We always talk about that, Michael.
Lefty on righty here to Davis Diaz, and he takes an off-speed pitch that was called a ball. Parker dropped it, and it's one of those that you figure if the catcher is able to frame it and catch it perfectly, it's going to be called a strike. So it's 1-0, and now he misses with a fastball inside. So 2-0 the count to Davis Diaz, who grounded out to open up the ball game. And that's a line drive into left field, and it will get down in front of Lipsy. And Brewster has their second hit of the game.
Great piece of hitting from Diaz, dropping it into shallow left field in front of Lipsy. It's a line drive out into left field. That's exactly what it is. It has no play for Lipsy to have in that situation to go up and try and grab it. It's on a line, and now you get a base run around with nobody away here.
Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Harbor Hawks here. Will Turner stands in. There's a high fly ball. Lipsy fading back, now coming in, and he reaches up to make the play for out number 1. And you have to be cautious of every fly ball with the carry that these balls have right now.
You want to be cautious of the aggression, too, because as you said, Jacob, to continue your point, we're through the second time in the order now, and you could tell that Diaz and Turner have both been watching intently because they can see something in Hodges now. We saw it with 2 solid bits of contact there, that they're seeing the ball a little bit better through the second time in the order as it naturally happens.
Josh Pearson, the left-handed hitter, stands in and pops one foul to the left side.
And for Troy Lipsy, already recording his 3rd putout of the game, only in the top of the 4th. Guy's got a magnet right now with the wind helping him.
He has 3 of the last 4 putouts for Hyannis. And an off-speed pitch just misses low from Hodges.
That breaking ball just failing to find the zone in that situation.
1-1 to Josh Pearson, who flew out to center in the first, and he pops this one up towards center. But in is Hainline, the second baseman, and puts it away for the second out of the inning. So Brock Tibbetts will stand in. He's one of the more dangerous hitters in this lineup, and we saw it back in the second. He rocketed a single. He's hitting 325 at home this year, and he watches an off-speed pitch go low. He loves hitting here at Stony Brook Field.
Another guy they've got in the lineup normally is James Tibbs, and to go with a Tibbetts-Tibbs kind of battery combo there with last names, I love that. But so a little sad to not see James Tibbs in the lineup.
It confuses me every time. 1-0 to the Brewster catcher, and he takes a fastball at the letters, called ball 2. Diaz led off the inning with a single. And now Tibbetts looking to follow that up as he watches an off-speed pitch called a strike. Here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 the count. Righty on lefty advantage here for Tibbetts. And he watches a fastball towards his back foot, called ball 3.
Yeah, 3-1 here with 2 outs. Just nothing really pressing here from Hodges. He trusts his curveball right now, it appears. Don't be shocked if he doesn't want to go to it.
The 3-1 from Hodges, a fastball that misses above the letters. And there is a 2-out walk, and that will bring up Ike Irish.
Yeah, you could tell he wanted that one. Definitely missed with it, but you could tell that he didn't want to spend it that high because he wanted to get out of this inning without 2 runners on and bringing up Irish now in a dangerous situation.
Yeah, first walk for Hodges as well of the day, limiting the free passes so far.
Yes, the walk may be bad, but now it sets up a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Irish, who gets brushed back by a fastball. It's ball 1. 2-0 the score, 2 outs here In the bottom of the fourth from Stony Brook Field, the shadows have begun to creep in between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Wind still swirling out towards center. Fouled straight back by Irish. He had a mighty hack at that.
Yeah, he was on it there.
Yeah, now with the shadows coming in, this is Hodges' time to take advantage a little bit. He's in a bit of a situation here, but using those shadows to his advantage could be his way to play out of this inning.
Irish a 267 hitter, 0 for 1 today with that double play back in the second. And he watches the 1-1 skip in behind home plate. A nice pick by Aaron Parker to prevent that one from going to the screen. And he's going to go out and have a conversation with Bradley Hodges, a quick one. It's quickly ended, and he will come back behind home plate, perhaps expecting Diaz, the runner at second, maybe to steal signs a little bit, maybe switch him up. 2-1 the count. Hodges sets at the belt and delivers, and it skips in again with a fastball and another good block from Parker. So it's 3-1, and this is a guy that you probably don't want to walk with a righty and Jaime Ferrer on deck.
And Parker doing a great job there getting his acting abilities ready. He popped up, looked like he knew where it was, but lost it for a quick sec to play the imitation game.
3-1 is slapped out to left field. Racing in is Lipsy. He's not going to get there. He fields it on a hop, fires towards home plate. The throw is just a little bit late. Coming in and scoring is Diaz, and Ike Irish has Brewster on the board. And on the play, Brock Tibbetts will take third, as that throw was not cut off. It had a shot, but just a little bit offline from Lipsy.
Still have 2 outs here if you're Hodges and the Hyannis defensive alignment, but Eric Luxus will come out to have a conversation, and he'll call in the entire defense as well. So this normally doesn't mean like it's just a pitching conversation. Rather, it's a defensive conversation about where they want to make this play to, especially with runners on the corners and 2 outs, because Luxus has this ability and has a defensive knowledge.
So we saw this a few games ago where there was a situation where a runner tried to steal second in and get himself intentionally into a rundown to try and get that runner from third to score. This could be what they're talking about. It was eventually thrown completely away by Hayden Frank. It went over everybody's head into the dugout, allowed the run to score, and the second runner to move up to third. So in this situation, Luxus is just coming out to talk to that defense to make sure they know exactly where they want to go with the ball in the event that the man from second goes to try and force Tibbetts to score.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that they're covered on that double steal possibility, something that has, like you talked about, Michael, it's been a little bit of an Achilles heel, but they have talked about it, and they have understood that they have had that conversation with their coaching staff, and they feel like they are defensively prepared for those situations.
So Jaime Ferrer will stand in, the right-handed hitter, and he pops that one up to the right side and foul, jumping on that first pitch. Ike Irish, the runner at first, still does not have a stolen base this year. The count is 0-1. Hodges gets his sign and skips that one in, and another nice block from Aaron Parker.
Armistead on the move in the bullpen, just starting his warm-ups for Hyannis down the line.
Dangerous hitter, and Ferrer at the plate. 267 batting average on the year. The 1-1 is popped foul over the Hyannis dugout and out of play. 1-2, Hodges ahead in the count. He's got a couple of pitches to play with, but be sure to not send one to the backstop here. So he gets his sign, sets at the belt, and the pitch, and it's way high with a fastball.
That makes this a deuces wild situation here, with Hodges trying to work out of it against Ferrer.
2-2, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-1 Hyannis. Here's the pitch from Hodges. Popped up, right side of the infield. Kelly a couple of steps back, and he has trouble with it, and it falls. Kelly just missed it, and that will allow the tying run to come in and score. Tibbetts Irish moves to third on the play. Ferrer moves to second, and that one's going to hurt Hyannis, and the game is tied.
Went right up into the apex of the sun that's beaming down over on the right side of the infield. Kelly looking for it, couldn't really have it, and then on top of losing it with the sun, the wind is moving it all over the place. It had pulled him all the way across the line at first base into foul territory, then at the last second has to jart back to his right side to come back into play. So tough play there with the wind.
So in stands Mason White, the lefty, and before that, Hodges will use his disengagement here. That was officially ruled a single, and the first pitch is fouled into the catcher, Parker. So it was ruled a single.
They'll rule it an error in that situation from Ferrer on the first baseman.
0-1 drops in there for strike two, and that makes more sense. I guess I was reading point streak wrong here. Yes, there it is. That is an error on Kelly. 0-2 drops in there, strike three call, so good job responding by Bradley Hodges, who works his way out of the jam, but on the inning, Brewster picks up 2 runs, and the game is tied at 2 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell mama.
Patrick Forbes, the new pitcher for Brewster, and we have a new ball game here at Stony Brook Field. It's 2-2 as Brewster ties the game on the error in the bottom of the fourth. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth, and as I mentioned, the Louisville right-hander will stand in.
Yeah, Patrick Forbes from Bowling Green, Kentucky, a two-way guy that can really do it all for the Cardinals. Came in with a 7.71 ERA through his college career, but then right now sports a 0.00 ERA pitching for the Whitecaps through 4 games pitched in 9 2/3. So comes in trying to slam the door and keep this at a 2-2 ball game for the Whitecaps.
Yeah, he struck out 12 hitters so far this year and only walked 4.
And it's so important that Hyannis got in front now, because instead of working from a 2-run deficit, they're now working at a tie game, and there isn't much they have to change offensively. They've been hitting the ball so well today, and they have been getting runners home. They've only stranded more than 1 runner in the third.
The first pitch to John Gazdar is taken knee-high with a fastball for strike 1.
So they just have to do the same things that they have been doing in innings past, and they'll be fine.
0-1 on the way and slapped foul right at the Hyannis dugout, but it kicks off the screen. 0-2. Gazdar a double in the third and popped out to center in the first. Later came around to score after that double. 0-2 is way, way high over the head of Gazdar.
That one just appeared to slip out of Forbes' hand as he released it and just continued to walk around and try and pat his hand up against his legs, try and work out whatever he slipped on.
Righty on righty as that's flown to the right side. In is Ferrer. He's battling the sun towards the right field line and will make the play for out number 1.
Now, Zach York, a hard-hitting batter, steps up. If he can get on, that would be huge because when he's on, Hyannis is able to work small ball. We saw it last night with Mitchell.
So here's Zach York, who shows bunt and pulls back and takes a strike.
Man that can do it all there. Trying to keep Davis honest down the line as he was pulled back playing the traditional third base off the line.
0-1 on the way, taken with a fastball just below the knees, and it's 1-1. We saw YD putting on the overshift against Zach, but no shift here from Brewster as the fastball misses outside.
Which clearly Brewster took notes from that game because he is able to hit it to that opposite side. And because of how professional that hitting is from York, he really is unshiftable.
2-1 from Forbes, taken down and away another fastball, and it's 3-1. Austin Kelly, the lefty, on deck. Forbes out of the windup, 3-1. Outside again, so York draws a nice at-bat. He's reached twice today, and that will bring up Austin Kelly.
Now Austin Kelly, we've talked about, has productive outs, and then was able to bring in the winning run last night, which was Zach York, just in the pinch runner of Nick Mitchell yesterday. So a big move here to get York on for Kelly.
Righty on lefty here. Kelly takes a fastball belt high for strike one. Hyannis looking to get back out in front, 2-2 ball game. In the top of the fifth, not quite halfway through this one. 0-1 is tapped back to the pitcher, but called a foul ball. Kelly didn't run out of the box. It probably hit his foot there, and that's what they ruled. It went into play. Forbes picked it up. He kind of neandered over there, thinking that it did go off of Kelly's foot, but ultimately called out of play.
Yeah, J.C. Fernandez, the second base umpire, has a look in to home plate, so if the home plate umpire isn't able to see that contact, he's able to be there to make that call as well.
0-2 is taken outside, and nobody knows whether or not that hit his foot better than Kelly, and he just didn't move at all. One ball and two strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, a nice one that just dove out of the zone, fooled Kelly, and that's the second out.
Yeah, after peppering him with fastballs, that's such an unfair pitch, just diving away on that back foot of Kelly. Really, really good at bat there for Forbes.
So Zach Earhart stands in. He has a hit today, in addition to a ground out in the second. York the runner at first. Hyannis looking to add on here. Forbes gets his sign, and that's a high pop-up into left field, shallow left, and it gets over the head of White and into left field. So the second hit for Zach Earhart, and that will move York into scoring positions. Runners at first and second with 2 outs for Will Taylor.
For the Early Bird Podcast Backyard Award winner, Will Taylor. This is a big situation for him here. He loves these kinds of situations. A clutch hitter here with 2 outs in a brand new ball game. He has the opportunity to tip the scale right back to Hyannis.
Here's Taylor as the wind really picks up, moving from right to left field. And Taylor, the righty, could be assisted by that. First pitch to him is down and away, and it gets to the backstop. So that will move each runner up 90 feet. There's now second and third with 2 away, and the count is 1-0.
And now Taylor has 2 in scoring position for him. If he can be able to get it down, that would be huge for Hyannis to be able to eke 2 across, especially with the speed of Earhart. There's a strong gap between Pearson and the left field pole right now.
1-0 is a high fly ball to left, and ranging back is Pearson to make the play. for the third out. So Hyannis strands runners at second and third. The game is still tied on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Clearway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Hyannis and Brewster tied at 2 right now, and in to make his third appearance of the year is Will Armistead.
Yeah, William Armistead's last outing is one that stands out to many Harbor Hawks fans as he pitched 4 innings and only gave up 2 hits at Katuitt. And you talk about Katuitt and how offensively powered they are, only to hold them to 2 hits, being able to walk 5 in those through 15 batters faced is huge. Comes in now for his 3rd game on the summer. He's really strong, and out of Southern Mississippi has been nails for this team.
Yeah, and it closes the line on Hodges' day when a good 4 innings, 3 hits. He allowed 2 runs, only one of which was earned, walked 1, and struck out 2. A really, really good day. Just a really nice day overall for Bradley Hodges.
Yeah, he did not allow anyone to move out of order until the 4th, going conventional 1-2-3 and non-conventional 1-2-3 a couple of times. And then that 4th inning kind of got to him a little bit. A couple of hits allow Brewster to tie the game. And now it'll be Armistead trying to hold this tie game against Jared Jones, the leadoff hitter. It'll be righty on righty. First pitch to Jones is taken for a ball.
Armistead here comes in.
.0 is taken on the outer third of the plate for strike 1. It's 1-1.
Yeah, with that kind of sidearm delivery, those off-speed pitches that break away from right-handed hitters just appear to have so much more spin and so much more breakaway.
1-1 is fouled straight back, a fastball. He was on it.
Yeah, fouling it right on there. Understanding that right back, he's on it, but Armistead has the ability to sequence his pitches. That's what made him so deadly at Katuitt, was how he was able to work through them.
1-2 on the way, foul back again. It feels like this Brewster team has so much height to it. Jones standing at 6'5", a couple of 6'3" players as well, 6'2". Feels like 90% of this roster is above 6 foot. 1-2, off-speed pitch away that misses, and it's 2-2.
Opens up the taller you are, the bigger the strike zone at times as well. Those situations.
They can ride the roller coasters.
Oh my word!
That's
Whoa.
messed up.
2-1 is flown down the left field line, hooking just foul towards the turtle.
That one's sad. That one's a tough one because I can ride roller coasters, people. I'm 5'6". Like, people think that's not natural. That is so natural. That is I get I'm small, but like, come on. 5'6" is pretty solid.
That was a low blow.
Do I need an extra step here tonight? Yes. But that shouldn't do anything.
2-2 to Jones, and he swings and misses at a nice off-speed pitch. There's one away.
Armistead right now does not also need he can ride the roller coasters as well. Armistead standing in at 6'2" himself, but really does a great job of working that off-speed pitch there to be able to get him swinging and missing, and Jones unhappy that he wasn't able to connect on that.
So in stands Peyton Green. The first pitch is cut on and missed for strike one. Oh, 0-1 the count. Green a ground out in the third, and that's tapped again to shortstop. And Smith was trying to race in and cut it off. It was a slow little bouncing ball to the left side of the infield. Smith tried to bare-hand it, but couldn't get a grip on it, as I don't know if they were going to get the speedy Green either way.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough error if it's ruled. I wouldn't think it would be because it's so weakly grounded, and Green with enough speed there is going to make it tough for anybody. So would think that'll go down as a single.
It will officially go down as a single in point streak.
Showing bunt is the leadoff hitter Davis Diaz as the lineup flips over, but he pulls back a fastball missed up and away, 1-0.
Now, although you allowed this opens up the possibility for a double play ball. I've already seen one turn today.
1-0 misses up. It's 2-0. Gets his sign and delivers a strike right down the middle, belt high.
Armistead finding the zone there on that 2-0 count. It's huge to get that first strike in any count.
He misses down and away with an off-speed pitch, and he's behind in the count 3-1. The runner at first, Green, has only one stolen base on the year. As a small lead for him from first. 3-1, and it hits him. It ran inside on him, so Armistead quickly finding a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the fifth.
Now you put two on with only one away here for the Whitecaps.
And now the heart of the order due up.
And you're going to have to be wary with this heart of the order to come up to see Armistead for the first time today after bring up Will Turner, who couldn't get it done against Hodges.
First pitch to Turner, taken for strike one, a fastball. Hodges has that lower three-quarters release, almost a sidearm. He really reaches out there and delivers his pitches from a weird arm angle, and he's going to miss with an off-speed pitch low.
But a pitch like that from Armistead on the first pitch there, a fastball right down the middle, really sets the tone. He can do whatever he wants with it now, even though he's in a 1-1 count.
The 1-1 here to Turner. It's an off-speed pitch that he got out in front of and fouled straight back. So Armistead ahead in the count, 1-2.
Armistead trying to stay composed. If he can work out and get this second out, that would be huge.
1-2 taken outside. Parker didn't try to frame that one, so the count evens up. The sun no longer really playing a factor here, as it looks like it is hidden behind a cloud. 2-2 to Turner. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count runs full. And for Armistead, this is not a hitter that you want to walk right now.
Especially when you have Josh Pearson behind him as well, who has the potential of really rip.
Pitch to Turner, misses inside, and they are loaded for Brewster. He missed with another fastball there, and that will bring up the aforementioned Josh Pearson. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but a fly ball could give Brewster the lead.
Number 11, Josh Pearson.
Josh Pearson out of LSU has bases loaded in a big spot to try and untie this knot at 2.
First pitch to him is chopped up the middle. Fielding it is Gazdar. Throw to first in time. He had his foot on the second base bag, stepped on it, threw to first in time, but a massive double play turned by John, and Hyannis is out of it. We head to the 6th inning. It's still a tie game at 2.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
A tie game here thanks to John Gazdar turning a magnificent double play to end the bottom of the 5th, and the Brewster bases loaded 1-out situation. That was a big play at this point of the game.
And what a pitch, too, from Armistead there to be able to throw that off speed lower in the zone and got almost too soft, just about too soft of contact to turn that double play. But John said, I'll take that. He was right on the second base bag, almost leaning himself back to make sure he stayed stationed on that second bag and fired a pellet over to first to Kelly, who just got the runner in time. What a huge play. That'll inject some energy into the Hyannis dugout as we head to the 6th.
Indeed, it does. And we talk about the pendulum. Where does the pendulum swing? That's a huge momentum boost, especially for Gazdar to step on it and take it. And you saw Armistead come out there, take a sigh of relief, settle in, and now he needs his lineup to help him out there and try and get him some cushion.
Yeah, it stops Brewster in their tracks.
So Elijah Hainline will stand in and send a pitch foul on a check swing. 0-1.
It seemed like all the momentum was going Brewster's way, but just with that, it stops them fully in their tracks and gives the momentum straight back to the Hawks.
Hainline, a good leadoff hitter. You'd want him leading off innings, and he's going to take an off-speed pitch away from Patrick Forbes, back out for another inning of work. Worked out of a second and third situation last inning, and he misses again. It's 2-1.
We want to talk about the timely hitting that we've seen from Hyannis. Timely pitching is huge right there from Armistead. That kind of play, it's those kinds of plays that'll be keeping Hyannis in games.
Fastball on 2-1 misses high. Hainline 10 for 39 on the year. That's good for 256 average. He has a home run in addition to 4 runs batted in. Look to get the table set here for Hyannis, and he does. He missed with a fastball again, up and in, and that is how the 6th gets started.
Now you bring on a speedy Hainline on the base with nobody out. And understanding, we're now coming down in this top of the 6th. Brewster is leading this third war right now in that middle third as being able to plate 2. So can they be able to come back and fire back?
Here's Aaron Parker, and he takes a fastball away, ball 1.
And setting yourself up, winning the first war means here, you don't even need to win the middle third to be able to get yourself back into this lead. It's setting yourself up from the beginning so you don't have to work as hard in the middle and the end.
1-0 is taken at the letters, called strike 1, a fastball. Defense at double play depth, and a check over to Hainline at first. He's back with a head-first dive safely. Hainline possesses some pretty good speed over at first. Played last year at Washington State. 1-1, fouled straight back by Parker.
He's been putting better swings on the ball as well. He's just missed on that, and he's just missed on quite a few over these last 2-3 games. We saw him collect his first hit just a few days ago, and he's taken that momentum and ran with it.
And when talking to him, I was asked what changed. He said, I just felt comfortable now. I'm starting to feel comfortable on Cape Cod.
Another check over to Hainline. He's back standing this time. Stolen one base in the Cape Cod season. And we talk about the adjustment, especially to the wood bat, but also to just this elite pitching, in Cape Cod. Some of the best pitchers in the nation. That's a line drive into left field. Parker has come through with a no-out single, and that will move Hainline up to second. A scorcher out to left field. Pearson fielded it on a hop, no chance at getting there.
Yeah, you want to talk about comfort? There it is. Punching it through the 5.5 right there. And just, again, confident swing there. He got that pitch on the inner half, and that's big now. 2 on and nobody out for a guy with the hot hand in Trey Lipsy. All about situational hitting.
But now watch for Trey Lipsy here. Small ball could play a factor with still nobody away.
He's going to show bunt, and he gets one down the right side. Picked up by Patrick. Underhand flip to the second baseman, Green covering. And that's the first out of the inning. So a perfectly executed sac bunt that allows Hainline to move to third and Parker to second. So with only one away, it'll be Cam Smith with 2 runners in scoring position.
And here's your lineup construction right here. Second and third, only one out for a guy who can elevate the ball as well as smack it to wherever he wants in Cam Smith. Exactly the guy you want up in this situation with 2 runners in scoring position.
First pitch to Smith. Tapped foul at the plate. Smith 1 for 3 on the day so far. A fly out in the 4th, a ground out in the 3rd, and a single to lead off the game.
Yeah, Cam's grandparents back in last game. They're able to attend before they head back home.
0-1 is a line drive to right field, and it will be caught by Ferrer, who ranged in. The throw in will get there in time as no tag from Hainline, and that was a perfectly situated line drive out for Brewster. It was just a frozen rope to Ferrer in right, who came up firing, and it was not deep enough for Hainline to come in and score.
And he hit it so hard that Ferrer only had to come over about 2-3 steps, and all he had to do was just put his mitt up, and he comes up firing pretty easy.
So it'll be up to John here, who doubled in the 3rd. First pitch as he shows bunt, pulls back but takes a strike, a fastball just above the knees. And we see John practice his bunts every day in the batting cage. The last pitch of his round is always a bunt before he jumps out. 0-1 to him here, and that's one's in the dirt, and it gets to the backstop. Charging in is Hainline, and he's in standing, and the Harbor Hawks have taken a 3-2 lead.
And that's another reason you want to be getting runners up and into scoring position, because sometimes you can just force it and something like that happens. It takes a lot of the pressure off John here, and a single will score another one and double the lead.
You could not. That is correct, Michael, is that you get
1-1 is popped foul behind home plate, and on the play, Aaron Parker moved up to third.
You're able to force them to force errors almost. It is like a double on tangent there, that you're able to be able to work and find your way into those, but still can strike for more, as 1-run lead is still not a comfortable lead here for the Harbor Hawks and Brewster.
1-2 to John up the middle, a base hit into the right center field gap. Cutting it off is Turner before it rolls to the wall, but an RBI single for John, and he can ride the roller coasters.
He sure can, as he's able to get there and drop one down in time. And you talk about John Gazdar, and talking to him, I was asking him before the day, what was it like to come to Cape Cod and get that phone call? He said, you dream about coming to play for Cape Cod, and now that I'm able to be here, this is what makes it so special. And I said, what's changed for you over the last couple? He's like, I'm not a superstitious guy. I'm just continuing to do what I've done. Do some light work in the morning, work out.
First pitch to York is tapped foul towards the Hyannis dugout, 0-1.
And just continue doing what I've done so much throughout the college season and now to spring. And he's like, now I just get to focus on baseball. There's not that school aspect as well.
0-1 to York as John runs towards second. The throw down is in time to get him. Wow. It looked like Gazdar slid around the tag, but he is called out, and that is the third out of the inning. But Hyannis scores 2 and takes a 4-2 lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. But first, Jacob Irons checked in with head coach Eric Beatty.
Pre-game show rolls on here from Stony Brook Field alongside skipper Eric Beatty here on the Dugout Show. Last night, big victory for you guys. Can you talk about how important that win was and how you were able to work it out down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it was a big win. Again, we were down in the game early, but the bullpen came in, did a great job. The defense played great. We were hitting with runners on base all game, and that was kind of the message: just keep runners on base, keep them in scoring position. We knew the big hit was going to come.
And then maybe the biggest decision was getting Mitchell into scoring position and then forcing them to make that error. What was your decision there? Was it Mitchell or was it a little bit of a tag team decision on whether you were going to send?
It was a tag team. I mean, we'd planned on Mitchell not playing that day. Him a lot of props for being willing to ask for help. And as a coach, anytime they're willing to ask for help and show effort to get the call right, we appreciate it. And that particular time, it worked out to our advantage.
Skipper Eric.
Brock Tibbetts stands in, takes a strike on the first pitch, and fouls the second pitch back as Will Armistead back out to work in the bottom of the 6th, now with a 4-2 lead. That was a great interview, Jacob.
Oh, thank you. Skip Eric Beatty, always open with his time there and able to catch up with him pregame is always a delight and a treat.
0-2 to Tibbetts is popped foul.
And you really see in that situation the confidence he has in his team. And you ask him the question about how happy does it make you that it is a team win consistently, that everyone is contributing to the team. He's like, that is what makes this such a strong team down the stretch.
0-2, a swing and a miss, an elevated pitch there. And he came up with nothing but air. First out of the inning set down by Armistead.
So now, what a great response from Hyannis in the top of the inning. This allows Armistead to be able to throw with so much more freedom and confidence while now pitching from ahead. That's why it's so important for Hyannis to be able to give their pitching leads, because he can pitch a little bit more fearless now.
So in stands Ike Irish here, and he'll take a strike, belt high.
And to keep on my comment of the day, we're now tied in the war in this middle third as both teams have been able to put up 2.
Lefty on righty here. 0-1 is outside.
And what a response by Armistead to strike out Tibbetts after
1-1 is lined into left field, a base hit that will get down in front of Lipsy, who fields it on a hop. A good piece of hitting for Ike Irish to shoot that one between the shortstop Gazdar and the third baseman Smith. So with one away, it'll be Jaime Ferrer with a runner on.
Yeah, Ike Irish likes fastballs. You can tell if you go back to his single in the 4th, that was a fastball against Hodges, and then Irish here, although it's a different pitcher, hits it in the same exact place he did back in that 4th inning, bringing it in shallow left field, dropping before Lipsy. That fastball, his eyes light up when he sees it.
And it's actually going to be James Tibbs here, a pinch hitter for Brewster. But before that, Eric Beatty is going to make a trip to the mound and give Will Armistead the hook. So he will exit after an inning and a third, and we'll tell you all about the new pitcher on the other side. It's 4-2 Hyannis on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell mama.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
New pitcher for Hyannis, and it's a new guy.
Yeah, it's David Case from Pasadena, California. After spending the season with El Camino College Warriors, the JUCO, this spring, where he had a 1.09 ERA, he's transferring to Grand Canyon University and got signed today, activated today, and he comes in today, getting his feet wet early today in this one.
Yeah, a guy that had a good amount of success at El Camino College. Community College, 10 appearances, a nearly sub-1 ERA, 1.08. Picked up 6 wins and no losses on his line. He's a tall left-handed pitcher standing at 6 foot, and his delivery is going to be much more over the top.
Yeah, now switching up the arms, too. He's a lefty. So bringing in to face Tibbs, and he'll also face the bottom of the order, the lefty will too, breaking him in his first day activated.
And Tibbs is tied for second in the league in home runs right now with 4. And he's 4th in total bases right now with 39. So a hitter that you don't want to mess around with if you're Hyannis. And David Case, it's his first day playing on the Cape, and they're throwing him into a pretty difficult situation. The first pitch gets over with an off-speed pitch called strike 1. Runner at first, 1 out in the inning. Hyannis protecting a 4-2 lead. The runner at first is Irish. Lefty-on-lefty matchup between Tibbs and Case. The 0-1. Drops in there, off-speed pitch, strike 2.
And this is where you earn your colors here. Though a difficult situation, you have to come in high leverage against a power hitter and come back out with some power of your own. This is how you make a first impression right here.
0-2 the count, sets at the belt, and delivers. Fastball just missed upstairs.
Great spot with that fastball, though. Able to work on it with an 0-2. Changes the eye level. It's a really good take, though, from Tibbs.
Yeah, trying to see if he'll go up where the cookie jar is.
1-2 the count. Pitch misses down and away, a breaking ball. A good 1-2 count pitch. Tried to get him to chase.
But this is what makes him so difficult, is that he knows the pitch that he wants, and he's going to make Case throw it to him.
Infield shifted over to the right, playing Tibbs to pull. And he lines that one to right, a sinking line drive, and it's going to get down in front of Earhart. But holding at second is Irish, as Earhart got it in quickly. So with 1 out, there's runners at first and second for Mason White.
Case can't do too much about that. It's a strong AB battled by Tibbs there, able to work the count in his favor to get it to a 2-2 count and able to rip a ball down into right field. So can't really fault him on that, but traffic here opens up the double play possibility, though.
Infield at double play depth against the lefty White, and he'll take a strike. just above the belt. The Shadows have nearly taken over the infield. The left side of the infield is completely within the shade, but the right side, parts of it, is still in the sun, as the 0-1 is taken outside with a fastball blocked by Parker.
We've talked about timely pitching. That has been seen today with Hyannis, and now Case needs to make a timely pitch here to get his team out of a potentially sticky situation.
1-1. Sets at the belt and deals a fastball that just missed. And it's 2-1. 0 for 2 on the day is White. A strikeout in the fourth and a flyout in the third. Trying to come through big here for Brewster. The 1-2 from Case. High pop-up, left field. Running over is Lipsy, but calling him off is Taylor, and he reaches up with one hand battling the sun to make the play. There's 2 outs and no advancement from the base runners.
They understand how strong each and every arm between Lipsy, Taylor, and Earhart is in that outfield for the Harbor Hawks. That Irish steps back over to second base, understanding that Taylor's got a cannon, and with how it was hit into a little bit of that middle range of the left center field gap, that a throw would have been right on line to Cam Smith, who applies fabulous tacks.
The first pitch misses outside to Jared Jones. Another hitter that's 0 for 2 on the day. Fly out and a strikeout as well. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Brewster trailing by 2. Pitch to Jones, skips in the dirt, and it gets past Kelly, who really didn't have a shot at that one. It gets to the backstop, and Irish and Tibbs will move up 90 feet.
Has 2 outs here, Case does, but you can't allow a wild pitch because that will be able to score Irish possibility. And with a runner in scoring position, with Tibbs able to make that move over to second, a hit would almost certainly tie this game up at 4.
Yeah, at this point, Brewster would take any run that they're given. Infield shifted slightly over to the left, playing him to pull. Foul back on the 2-0. A big hack from Jones, and he just missed it. And running towards the backstop is the ball boys, and the Hyannis ball boy will win it.
Is that in reference to who will win this at bat here? I don't know, but it's good omens if you're the Harbor Hawks in Case.
2-1 to the Brewster designated hitter, and it skips in the dirt, gets past Kelly. Coming home and scoring is Ike Irish. He slid in with a foot-first slide as Kelly got a favorable bounce off the backstop, picked it up with his bare hand, flipped it to Case covering home plate, but it just wasn't in time to get Irish, so the lead is cut to 1.
And Tibbs also moving on that as he stands at third. 3-1 count here for Case. He's got to try and work out of this jam here to get his team back into the dugout with a lead.
Jones a single away from tying this game up. Here's the pitch. Jones pops it foul.
Foul over by the playscape here at Stony Brook Elementary School, one of the Brewster Elementary schools in the Cape Cod that has a fabulous field right behind the playscape and right behind the school. Ample parking here as well.
3-2, 2 outs. Case looking to protect the Hyannis lead. The pitch missed low below the knees. And there will be runners at the corners for the 9-hole hitter, Peyton Green.
Runners on the corners. This is a big spot here that could also elicit a double steal and try and get a throw now, especially with a new pitcher that was signed and activated today about how he wants to do. They might just do the straight steal of Jones.
Here's the pitch, and it misses low, a fastball. Green 1 for 2 on the day with an infield single back in the 5th. 1 run in for Brewster as they look to come back in this one. 1-0 to Green. A little check swing, but it called a strike anyway.
Great pitch, getting Green to go chase down in the zone a little bit on that.
1-1 the count. Missed low off speed pitch. And Case continues to fall behind in counts a little bit here. Jones the runner at first. Tibbs the runner at third, representing the tying run. And Peyton Green at the plate, and there's a high pop-up. It's going to come over our heads and go out of play.
Nobody in the Hyannis Harbor Hawks bullpen right now, so this is going to be Case's inning to finish with a 2-2 count. Deuces wild.
2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. And that's all the twos there are. Here's the pitch to Peyton Green. Popped up, right side. Kelly ranges over towards the Hyannis dugout. He has room, and he puts it away on the warning track for the third out. So Case buckles down and protects the lead. We head to the seventh. It's 4-3 Hyannis.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Zach York leading it off for Hyannis, who looks to try to extend their marginal 4-3 lead.
Yeah, they just about got out of that last inning, and good work from Case after he allowed one run to cross just to come back and execute the pitches he needs to execute in order to keep that runner at third, the tying run, stranded.
So the left-handed hitter, Zach York, will face the right-handed pitcher, Patrick Forbes, out for yet another inning of work. He gave up 2 in the 6th, but had a good inning in the 5th. The first pitch to York, and a big swing and a miss at a fastball that was elevated in the zone. A little tardy on it. Kelly and Earhart also due up in this inning. 0-1, misses outside with a fastball.
This can be your response here to try and get that one back if possible.
One from Forbes. Slapped foul down the third base line.
And slapping a foul there. Moves it to a 1-2 count, and York has been so good in 2 strike counts because he changes his approach to look for a little more contact.
1-2 misses way up. That off-speed pitch slipped out of his hand a little bit. York last night went 2 for 4, beating the shift a pair of times. Sees a 1-2 or 2-2, and he's going to poke that one through the hole in the left side of the infield between Diaz and White, and he will reach on a single here. His 3rd time on base today, and once again, we sound like a broken record. That is all bat control.
Bat control. If you're an MLB scout watching this broadcast or listening to it, circle Zach York for me. It's just his professional approach in the box. It's a 2-strike approach that is so fabulous that makes him be able to work that control and understand that he doesn't need to blast a pitch on that 2 strikes. He's just got to get it down for a hit and is able to do one right there.
In stands Austin Kelly, and he grounds one to the right side of the infield and through past the outstretched glove of Green. And 2 straight singles here to open up the 7th for Hyannis. York will stop at second.
Now, I just want to go back to York there. He's only been here like 5 or 6 games. There's been absolutely no adjustment time necessary. And he's still, with that wood bat, just sending it through wherever he wants, becoming an unshiftable player. It's paid dividends so far, as we saw him get on last night, get replaced by Nick Mitchell, who eventually scored the winning run. He is using that bat control to really win the Hawks these games and influence them, if not win them by himself, in just such a huge manner.
Wind now blowing from right to left for Zach Earhart, who yanks one down the left field line, got out ahead of it, but probably hit it about 380 feet.
Yeah. Still, let's remind everybody, no one out here with 2 on in this situation. So small ball could play a factor, but with Zach Earhart, you want to let him hit away here.
Yeah, that's what his response was to saying maybe small ball. I'll take one just foul. I'll show you what I can do.
0-1 from Forbes. Off-speed pitch is popped up on the right side. Irish giving chase, and he will watch it go out of play. And it's 0-2 to York. It's, again, a little bit of a blind spot down that right field line for us. One of the only ones here. The Hyannis dugout blocking it just a little bit. So 0-2 to Earhart here, who has a pair of singles on the day. Also grounded out in the second. First and second for Hyannis, looking to extend their 4-3 lead. And before that, Forbes will step off, reassess, reset the signs, and will look in again. York at second, Kelly at first. 0-2 on the way to Earhart, and he takes just outside with a fastball.
That's a great take there. Such a tempting pitch. Fastball outer half of the plate there, right close. You can slap that to the right side if you can, but Earhart knowing what he wants to do with the pitch, leaving that off, it's tough. So really good work from him.
1-2. Taken just low, just below the knees.
Almost the same pitch, but it seemed even closer that time. So great discipline from Earhart on these last 2 pitches.
That was below the knees, I think. 2-2 to Earhart, and he's going to fight that one off down the right field line. Diaz giving chase in foul territory, and it will hit the netting down the left field line.
That's a thank-me foul ball that was out of the reach of anybody. Keeps his at-bat alive with a 2-2 count here with 2 on. This is a big spot to try and respond and try and work this one out of Hyannis' reach.
It was a high off-speed pitch that he just went out and got and popped it up, not hitting it particularly hard. 2-2 once again to Earhart. Here's the pitch, and that's up the middle. Fielded it to Green, a tailor-made double play ball. He flips to White for 1 at second on to first. Earhart beats it out, preventing the double play. So there will be runners at the corners with 1 out for Will Taylor.
Yeah, Earhart's speed prevents the double play there. That is a pretty tailor-made double play ball, but not with the speed of Zach Earhart busting it down the line, and that'll keep it a fly ball scoring a run.
And this may end the outing for Forbes, and it will. So a new pitcher coming in here for Brewster, looking to protect this 4-3 lead. We'll tell you all about him on the other side. Hyannis is up on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
It's been an offensive game tonight, 4-3 Hyannis leads, but a lot of offense couldn't be found in clutch situations as a lot of runners have been left on tonight, and Brewster looking to leave more runners on for Hyannis right now, and it'll be Johnny DiCario.
Yeah, Joey DiCario out of Old Dominion, 4.43 ERA in 22 and a third innings of work, 20 appearances on the season, 22 strikeouts to 10 walks, so about a strikeout an inning. Batters hit 262 against him, and he's a guy who goes high leverage. He never went more than 2 innings in the season, so he is in there to get an out or two, and even if you can get an inning out of him, that would be big.
Yeah, so far this year has appeared in 20 and a third innings for this team, which equates to 8 games for DiCario, and has come in, has a 3.09 ERA, really solid, struck out 17, only walking 6, so a great strikeout to walk ratio. But he's going to have to face Will Taylor here with runners on the corners, only 1 away. And the Harbor Hawks are flirting here with trying to get another one to increase their lead to 2.
Small ball could be a big thing here with Earhart's speed at first. We'll see if he can try and wreak some havoc.
First pitch to him is misses inside. So Earhart the runner at first with really, really good speed. York the runner at third. And Will Taylor, the right-handed hitter, up against the lefty DiCario. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul right behind home plate. It was a suicide squeeze as York came charging in immediately trying to steal home. Puts a ton of pressure on the hitter, Taylor, to get that bunt down. And he got it, a piece of it, just foul, which is a result you'll take.
You'll take the result, but now you're going to have Diaz come in, touch a little bit of the grass, and prevent this potentially as well.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to left field. Running over his Turner. He's at the wall, and he reaches up and makes the play. But coming in and tagging and scoring is Zach York, and it's 5-3 Hyannis.
I think it was worth noting on that last at-bat where Taylor bunted that pitch would have been a wild pitch and gotten to the screen, allowing York to score. So that was a big break for Brewster there. But Will Smith makes him pay. He might have missed a home run by about 5 feet there. But again, another productive out coming through. There's your backyard award winner on the Early Bird podcast, bringing in another run and a big one.
So the second out of the inning, and Elijah Hainline stands in and takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. And you'd have to think that if that ball catches a gust of wind, it might be headed over the fence, and we might be looking at a whole different ball game right now. But instead, it's 5-3, and Hyannis will take the insurance run. But 3 would have been better than 1.
However, you're leading by 2 here right now. You're in comfortable positioning.
That's a pop-up right behind us, and the count moves to 1-1.
You also now, with the sun starting to set, also might have to, with how this game has been dragging on a little bit as well, is that this thing and the sun could play a very large factor.
That one's taken in the dirt, an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-1.
Stony Brook Field, a historic field within the Cape, does not have lights, so you're fighting darkness on top of the Brewster Whitecaps tonight, just to be sure you're in a lead here in this back half.
2-1 runner goes. Hainline pops it up. Behind home plate, looking for it is Tibbetts. It's on the infield. Calling everybody off is the first baseman, Irish, who puts it away for out number 3. But Hyannis adds an insurance run. It's 5-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
5-3 Hyannis, and Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When you need to be seen quickly for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care offers convenient, cost-effective treatment options with 6 locations across the Cape, from Orleans to Falmouth. Open daily with no appointment needed and staffed by board-certified ER providers. View wait times at capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, urgent care, minor emergencies, major attention. So Hyannis adds another in the 7th, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be the top of the Brewster order with Davis Diaz coming up against Case. And the first pitch is taken in the dirt for ball 1, and that one got a piece of Austin Kelly.
That one just got under his mask a little bit and hit him in the throat as he's walking it out right now. And he's motioning to the training staff that he's pretty solid, just telling him he got underneath his mask there a little bit.
Yeah, just needs to walk it off a little bit. Those are stingers there. He's not wearing the full hockey mask, rather the more maneuverable one-piece mask that you can rip off a little bit quicker on a pop fly or a ground ball in front of home plate.
I've always wondered, is there, I don't know this, so if you guys know, please tell me, is there a major difference between those two, or is it just based on preference?
So you have the hard shell, which is a little bit easier to get off because it's going to slide directly off.
Mhm.
The full head is a little, where it encompasses and has everything around it. It's a little harder to get off because you have to pull your head out instead of just the top coming off in the mask. And you're able to keep the hard shell.
Pitch misses down.
Yeah, so I know in terms of that there is like maneuverability, but is there something that there's added incentive to have it on, or is it just what you want as a catcher? Do you guys know?
I'm not read enough in that situation to give you a clean answer. It's normally just
Swing and a miss on a fastball.
The more protective one, producer Josh, being the one piece? The hockey mask is more protective, okay.
This one leaves you a little more exposed, but again, it has more maneuverability. 2-1 the count, and that one's a high pop-up around the infield. Calling everybody off is Cam Smith, and he reaches up to make the play for the first out.
big out there, and great communication from Cam Smith to call off Gazdar, because it's a play that can go either direction. Both the shortstop and Gazdar and Smith have a look on it, and they're watching the entire way, but Smith doing a great job saying he's going to take the diagonal and be able to call him off there in that spot. Does a great job of it.
So here's Will Turner in a 2-run ball game. First pitch shows bunt, but he pulls back as it's in the dirt. He was going for a drag bunt. One and 0. Case gets his sign, delivers an off-speed pitch that misses up. Maybe slipped out of his hand just a little bit, and it's 2-0. The field is completely engulfed in shadows now as the sun begins to set. 2-0 is a fastball that hits the zone at the knees, strike one. As we start to march towards sunset here, again, no lights. So this game will be called if darkness takes over. Sunset at 8:35 today. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that misses low. 7:10 local time right now. Excuse me. 8:14 is the scheduled sunset. 3-1 misses upstairs with a fastball that brushed him back a little bit. So with one out, Brewster has a runner on. I was looking at Columbia, Missouri's sunset time for a second there.
We're not that close to Columbia,
Nope.
Mick.
I know.
Somewhat a different time zone, too.
Very different time zone.
But
that wouldn't affect, the time zone wouldn't affect it. It's whether or not you're north or south.
Well, time zone can affect it as well, about whether what part of the time zone you're in that sunset. Like,
yeah, it's all north-south.
Yeah.
So Josh Pearson stands in with a runner at first and one out, representing the tying run, and a fastball misses down and away. Yeah, so 8:14, just 3 minutes away from an hour from sunset. 1-0 to Pearson is taken for a strike, a breaking ball. We should have enough time to get in 9 innings. We should.
You would hope so, and as it looks like right now, you might be able to, because if you can get out of this one, get into the 8th, and work quickly.
Lefty on lefty, it's rolled over to the right side of the infield. Hainline flips to Gazdar for one, on to first in time, and that will end the inning. So a nice double play turned by Hyannis, the second of the day and number 12 of the year. We head to the 8th. Hyannis up 5-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
5-3 Harbor Hawks lead, and we head to the 8th inning. Harbor Hawks 6 outs away from picking up yet another win, what would be number 15 on the year. But now they're looking for insurance runs.
Looking for insurance, and that would be here because you lead by 2. But once again, it's still a one-swing ball game for Brewster at any given moment, and a 2-run blast is still very much within the conversation. So to have that spot, if you can get a couple more and make it a little more difficult for him, that would be big.
We were just talking about this over the break, about how that was a double play that looked really confident, really smooth, and a double play that was turned by 2 guys who are having a lot of fun together in the infield. And that oozes confidence for the offense, too. It gets them in your pitcher, and now it tells your offense, hey, let's have that same kind of swagger in the box.
So it'll be Aaron Parker to lead off the inning, the right-handed hitter against the lefty DeChario. Back out for another inning of work. Retired the last 2 hitters of the last inning. The first pitch to him is taken in the dirt with a breaking ball. Now DeChario into his first full inning of work, facing Parker, Lipsy, and then the top of the order, kicked off by Cam Smith. 1-0. Fastball on the inner third of the plate, just below the letters, called for strike 1. 1-1 on the way, swing and a miss. Off speed pitch that he was way out in front of. And it's 1-2. Parker so far on the day, 1 for 2. Pair of singles. Later came around and scored in the 6th. Part of that 2-run inning. 1-2 is grounded to the right side of the infield. A nice little pick by Diaz on a couple of hops. Fires across the infield in time, and there's one away.
Give it to Parker there. He is busting it down the line, trying to beat it out, but Diaz just fields it cleanly and is unable to really charge in enough where it could become a harder play for Diaz. Parker just can't get down there quick enough, and one retired here for Brewster to try and push them to the bottom of the 8th.
So the bat that Parker dropped will now be picked up by Trey Lipsy, and that's not figuratively. He literally is using the same bat, and an off-speed pitch is taken for a strike. 5 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for Hyannis. 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors as Lipsy grounds that one to the right side of the infield and foul. Irish scooping that one up just to the right of the first base bag. So it's 0-2 to Lipsy. But Hyannis has led most of the way here. A brief tie when Brewster was able to plate 2 in the 4th, but then Hyannis struck for 2 in the 6th. And now lead by 2 once again. 0-2 to Lipsy. Lefty on lefty matchup is taken above the letters for ball 1. The backdrop here at Stony Brook Field features, well, what else? In a Cape Cod Leap ballpark, it's trees. 1-2 is taken in the dirt, about a 58-foot breaking ball skips in there. But the batter's eye has a little bit of a hill that fans can sit on.
Is there that many trees? I didn't think there. Let's go. Chatham. Chatham has the firehouse.
Bourne
Well,
doesn't.
that's in right.
Bourne has half trees.
No, that's a sand pit.
2-2, and Lipsy gets drilled. And another one for Trey Lipsy as he extends his league lead in hit by pitches, and number 37.
37 on the year, and now Lipsy picking up 9 to have a 2 lead by Jaime Ferrer, who's out of this one due to the pinch hitter of Tibbs who came in for him. So he will have the 2 hit by pitch lead in the standings.
It feels like he's getting drilled every other at bat.
The poor guy is putting his body on the line, but hey, he's getting on base and finding ways to do it.
Here's a pitch to Smith, and it drops in there with a breaking ball. Cam Smith, 1 for 4 day so far. A couple of flyouts, a ground out, and a single to lead off the game. 0-1 from DiCario, and he misses low with an off-speed pitch.
And what a good guy to have in front of Cam Smith as he gets on base, does Trey Lipsy. He walks, he gets hit, and that sets up Cam Smith with an opportunity with a guy on, as he always does. He nearly always comes through.
Lipsy does a good job as they check back, and Lipsy gets in there safely of being that second leadoff in that 9-hole. Second leadoff, gets on base, and now brings to the top of the lineup and sets the table for him to do some damage and be able to drive him in so they can get a run.
Smith, a fly ball down the right field line, giving chases Ferrer. He's at the track, and he reaches up to make the play. It was given a ride by Cam Smith. He's hit a lot of baseballs a long way, but hasn't had much to show for it, and that's the second out of the inning.
Hard contact there Smith has, and that one, just the wind wasn't in his favor there. If the wind would just had been pushing out to right a little bit more, or even to center, he would have had a little bit of help, but now it's coming in a little bit more and continuing to shift as it moves more towards left.
In stands John Gazdar, and he takes a fastball below the knees for ball 1. And the hit by Earhart earlier in the game felt like it was a gust away from leaving the yard, and that one also felt like a gust would have pulled it out of the yard. So the elements playing a factor today. What can you do but maybe wonder from time to time how this could be a 8-3 ball game right now. Gazdar about to see a 1-0. And there's a line drive into right center field. It gets down, and it will get down in front of Turner. He'll cut it off before it goes into the gap. Lipsy gets from first to third, and with 2 away, it's another scoring opportunity for Hyannis.
John Gazdar, have yourself a day, good sir.
Third hit of the game.
Third hit of the game, and it's just doing the good things. It's great contact hitting and finding gaps and laying it down. You look back to his single in the 6th, that's directly up the middle. There is nothing more that you want. And then that double over into the right center field gap. He's just hitting the ball well, and it's finding gaps here at Stony Brook Field.
So here's Zach York. Lefty on lefty matchup here. And that one off-speed pitch drops in for strike 1 called. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Hyannis with a 2-run lead. York, 2 singles on the day, and he's going to fly that one sky high out to shallow right. Ferrer and Green converging on it, but Green will put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. So once again, Hyannis is going to strand a couple of runners on, but they still lead 5-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Welcome back here to Stony Brook Park. Hyannis with a 5-3 lead, 6 outs away from wrapping up another victory, and it'll be Cross Sibley entering the game.
Yeah, Cross Sibley enters the game from Southern Mississippi. He's appeared in 5 games so far as a 4.0 ERA through 9 innings pitched. Pitched an inning against Katua on the 11th of July, giving up 3. Only 2 of those were earned, though, striking out 1 in that appearance, but looks to try and right the ship here in the East Division.
Yeah, and that's Katua. You can't put a ton of stock into what you do against Katua early in the season. Outside of that, he's been really good. He went 2 innings against Wareham, gave up 1 run, but 3 shutout innings at Orleans, 1 shutout inning at Harwich before that. A guy that is a left-handed pitcher that's going to give you a little more funk because Hyannis loves these guys. They love guys that are going to come at weird arm angles. Again, another guy that's almost a sidearm guy. It's lower 3/4, but an interesting pitcher that's going to be really, really tough on lefties.
Really tough indeed. To try and close things out here in the bottom of the 8th would be huge, just to not allow another run, get your bats back up, because you still have an inning and a half to play here at Stony Brook Field.
So here comes Brock Tibbetts to lead off the inning. Tibbetts so far a single in the 2nd, a walk in the 4th, and a strikeout in the 6th, 1 for 2. First pitch he watches low for ball 1. Sibley standing at 5'9", a junior from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The 1-0. Ground ball left side and through the infield for a base hit. So Brewster will bring up the tying run to the plate immediately here in the 8th.
Nothing Sibley can do. It's just a well-hit ground ball and placement of Smith closer to that third base bag, and Gazdar closer to second base there doesn't allow that one to have a play on. So clean piece of hitting that gets through the gap there. And now still nobody away here, but opening up the double play possibility. As we've seen, it's been active today already, too.
So here's Ike Irish. Hyannis entered the day last in the league in double plays turned, but have, like you said, turned 2 today. Lefty on lefty matchup here. First pitch to Irish is taken for a strike.
Yeah, you guys talked about the sample size with Cross and how he's thrown against Katuit in his last outing. He's been beat up a little bit, but outside of Katuit, he's looked pretty good. So you expect him to come back here today and deliver.
Oh, show bunts. He was trying to drag bunt that one. He went at it, so it's 0-2. A snap throw to first by Parker sends Tibbetts diving back to the bag, who had an aggressive secondary lead, but he's back safely. It's 0-2 to Irish, who has singled in each of the last 2 at-bats, but here he goes down swinging at an off-speed pitch, and that's the first out of the inning.
Big strikeout there from Cross to respond after allowing Tibbetts to get on aboard with that's a single. Fires back, gets an out pocketed. Still double play possibility open here.
So here comes the lefty Tibbs, dangerous hitter. First pitch to him. Taken, I don't know, somewhere. It's ball.
Off the plate it looked like, just on the outer part of the plate. But now look at this. They're going to make a move. John Gazdar is going to position directly behind second base to work the shift. Smith takes a step over.
1-0, taken for a strike off speed pitch at the knees.
So that call was just made by Coach Johnny Davis. He's got a clipboard in his hand, perhaps looking at some scouting reports. He was telling John to move behind second base. That enables Hainline to move into the gap between first and second.
1-1 to Tibbs, backs him off the plate. A nasty off-speed pitch that bends back into the inner third of the plate, and it's 1-2.
There's not many times Hyannis has elected to shift, but when they do, they're fairly confident in that report that he's going to hit it that way.
1-2 the count, but first a throw over to first. Tibbs once again second in the league in home runs with 4 right now. He's also 4th in total bases with 39. 1-2 the count. Sibley deals and a swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Man, those last 2 were filthy. Those were about as good as you could throw them.
So nasty right there. That off-speed looked really good all the way in and then breaks at the last second, able to get him to swing and miss.
That's the Cross Sibley we know and love. Those are the pitches that he is dealing on the daily, and leaving Tibbs absolutely no chance.
So here's Mason White. He puts down a bunt. Fielding it is Sibley. Throw to first in time. It wasn't even a drag bunt. He just kind of bunted it without running out of the box. So a 1-3 put out to end the 8th. The Harbor Hawks are 3 outs away, but they'll look for insurance. They're up 5-3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell mama.
Hyannis looking for some insurance here in the top of the 9th as the away team. They will look to add on and try to close out this game against the Whitecaps.
Yeah, they look to add on here if they can in this spot. It would be huge because, once again, 2 runs still has Brewster being able to work a hit, and then a blast can get them back into this one. So it's a big opportunity, but you're going to need some big hitting, and looks like you're going to have a pinch hitter and Alex Lane to come up here for Austin Kelly to try and provide that spark to try and inch away from Brewster a little bit more.
Yeah, so they'll avoid the lefty-lefty and bring up the righty.
It's been such a good hitting performance all around. 13 hits today. So they've really broken out. Not as much to show for it, though they do have the 5 runs. So they're going to try and justify it a little bit here more with a bit of extra insurance here in the top of the 9th.
9 runners left on base for Hyannis today. As Lane will stand in, they got 13 hits and 5 runs. First pitch to Lane hits him. It hits him on the left arm where it was protecting him.
Give me the count.
And that is number, what is that, 2 on the day?
That is 2, so now that's 38 on the year.
Extending their league lead, perhaps now to 10, depending on what Bourne is doing. And now standing in is Zach Earhart. 5-3 game. Alex Lane stands at first. The first pitch to Earhart. He shows bunt and pops it up behind home plate, and it is foul. Bourne, well, we talked about what Bourne is doing right now, and I kind of doubt they're getting hit by many pitches because, well, excuse me. Falmouth is up on Bourne 5-2 right now, but I just saw the Katuitt score and was in awe because it is 14-0. They have a lead over Wareham right now.
That run differential is in their favor.
Goodness, as the 0-1 is taken low for a fastball. Wareham is not having a good time right now.
That is a tough one over at Lowell Park for the Gatemen, but
1-1 is an off-speed pitch that is taken low below the knees.
And on the other hand, again with Falmouth, what a big win this would be if they could pick it up, keeping to gain some ground, and big win for Hyannis if they can hold on too, because with a win here.
1-2 to Earhart, and that's hit high and deep to left field. Giving chase is Pearson. He's at the track. He's at the wall. It is gone. Zach Earhart. A 2-run homer in the top of the 9th, and Hyannis' lead is stretched to 7-3.
There's your insurance right there. In a guy with the hot hand in Zach Earhart. He's reached base now 4 times, his 3rd hit on the day, and he took it a little bit personally that he couldn't get it out earlier. He said, I'm going to get all of this one, takes it all the way, and gives him insurance with authority.
Gives it insurance with authority, indeed, and using the yellow lining in his favor as it bounced up and didn't come back into play, but rather bounced out of play and over the fence.
Here's Will Taylor, and he drives that one to left field. Pearson ranging back, and he will move over to make the play for the first out of the inning.
That is huge insurance off the back of Zach Earhart. 2nd homer of the year. Just a really great bat that's developed with this wooden bat. Had a slow start to the year, but once he put down that bunt at Bourne, everything changed for him.
And now, chopping that one to the right side of the infield is Hainline. Over to his left is Green. A nice glove play, and he will throw that one sidearm to first after he charged it and retire Hainline for out number 2.
Now batting the catcher from UC Santa Barbara.
That was a nice play. He charged in, made that reach down all the way, glove side, a little slow tapper. Hainline has great speed up that first base line and was able to just sling it over. So in stands Aaron Parker, a pair of singles to his name on the day, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch.
Yeah, swing and miss in there on the off-speed pitch. Sitting fastball, it has seemed.
0-1 is another swing and a miss, and those were not the prettiest swings there.
Yeah, it's just fooled at the moment on that breaking ball. But 0-2, he battles and counts. Don't worry.
0-2 on the way. Parker strikes out swinging. Another breaking ball, and quickly The 3 outs are set down after the Zach Earhart 2-run home run. Hyannis up 7-3. They'll look to close it out in the bottom of the 9th, coming up next on the HarborHawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Cross Sibley out for another inning of work, looking to close this one out for the HarborHawks, who have picked up 2 insurance runs in the 9th on a Zach Earhart 2-run bomb.
And we talked about how big that was going to be to see if they could get it. And now that they have it, it allows Sibley, he can almost go out there and have fun a little bit. We saw him making hitters look silly last inning, Tibbs with that strikeout. And that's in a 2-run situation, high leverage. So now, with a bit of more freedom, 4 runs to the HarborHawks, name a 4-run lead, that is. That's going to allow Sibley to go out there, have a little bit of fun, test out some stuff, and make some hitters potentially look even more silly.
Even more silly indeed. Want to emphasize that because that's what Cross Sibley does when he pitches, and he works pitch sequences really well that he can in that spot. And it's all about how Aaron Parker and Sibley were calling those pitches in that 8th.
So his first task will be Jared Jones, the right-handed hitter, and he will drop an off-speed pitch on the outer third of the plate in there for strike 1. It'll be Jones, Green, and Diaz due up. Righty, righty, righty against the lefty Sibley. Another off-speed pitch, this time misses low and away. Count even at 1-1. So far on the day, Green has a single, an infield single, in the 5th, and then a pop out and a ground out. That one, another off-speed pitch, just misses off the outer third of the plate. The second baseman, Hainline, is shifted over to the left just a little bit, playing Jones to pole. As there's a high pop-up, shallow right field, charging in his Earhart, but calling him off his Hainline, and he puts it away, and Hyannis 2 outs away.
Once again, another great communication between Hainline and Earhart, because with Earhart's speed, he can get to that one since it's in shallow right field, but Hainline taking a couple steps back is able to track it the entire time and does a good job of being able to call off Earhart.
So now pinch hitting is Dylan Leach from Mizzou, and that off-speed pitch drops in there for strike 1. Leach hasn't appeared in a game in a little bit for Brewster. 0-1 to him. An off-speed pitch on the outer third of the plate, waved at and missed. And it's 0-2. The pitch from Sibley. Ground ball to the left side. Charging it is Gazdar. Up with it. Throws across the infield in time. 2 away in the 9th. And Gazdar's locked down that shortstop position today, guys.
He makes that look so textbook. Everything about it, charging in on us a little bit as they get caught up in the grass. Fields it with the alligator down, closes it if you want to go back to Little League, and throws in time. Great piece of fundamental shortstop and ground balls right there.
And here comes Davis Diaz, who watches the first pitch low for ball 1. One 1-0 from Sibley, about to come home. 7-3 HarborHawks. The pitch misses down and in. Sibley would be in line for the save because he came in a 2-run ball game in the 8th. Now it's 7-3. Off-speed pitch misses off the plate again. That one outside, and it's 3-0. Will Turner is on deck, another righty. Here's the pitch, and that one a fastball that catches the plate right down the middle for strike 1. The 3-1 delivery from Sibley is a high fly ball, left center field. Going back is Lipsy. He's at the track, but calling him off is Taylor at the wall, and he puts it away for out number 3. Harbor Hawks win 7-3.
Big win today, and this one, they were able to win 2 of the 3 wars like we talked about coming in. You win the first third and then the last third on scoring. That is huge today, and especially that they were able to set the precedent and get early and be attacking early. They now advance to 8-2 when scoring first. That is a big move for them because when they get on the board first, they're able to hold it, especially with the pitching staff they possess.
And this is a 7-3 win now. That's a lot more representative of how this win went. It didn't feel as close. Though 2-run games are always close, it feels like you'll have closer ones and more distant ones. A 4-run win here with the Hawks doubling the Whitecaps in hits feels a lot more representative of how dominant this one was today. An overall really, really impressive win, especially from the offense to be able to battle back, keep themselves in it, and eventually at the end put it out of reach.
Yeah, they got that insurance home run from Zach Earhart, but how about the outing from Cross Sibley, guys?
I mean, it just makes hitters look silly in lockdown situations as well as ones where you're getting it in a safe situation as well. Sibley is a guy representative of just a dominant performance today.
So with this loss, Brewster moves to 9-17-2, and they remain in 4th place in the East. Meanwhile, the Harbor Hawks move to 15-12-1 and are awaiting the result of the Bourne game to see if they are tied for 2nd place in the West. For Michael Kirsting, Jacob Irons, our producers Nico Sharp, Josh Schreiber, and Grant McNew, I'm Mickey Doolittle saying thank you so much for joining us on Cape Cod League Baseball. Once again, final score 7-3 Harbor Hawks. We'll see you tomorrow on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.